All right. Now see this x and y on this problem? When you add these two together, what are you going to end up with? When she mixes, you obtain how much? 1 liter of the solution. Now, so Bob has two brine solutions, one 5% salt and 20% salt. How many milliliters of each solution should she mix to obtain 1 liter of a solution? Now, we could change them all into milliliters or liters. All right, you know how to change that, don't you? But if so x plus y would equal 1 liter. And then what does 1 liter equal? How many milliliters? 1,000, doesn't it? Like that. Okay, now, the x will be the 5%, the y will be the 20, and the solution is 14. So that means we have x times 0.05 plus y times 0.20 equals 1 times 0.14. Times this one by 100. So 5x plus 20y equals 14. We're going to times this one by -5. So negative 5x minus 5y equals -5. 15y equals 9. I'm panicking because I get a fraction here. That reduces to 3/5, which gives you a decimal as 0.6. This is 0.6 of a liter. You know how many milliliters that is? So we get y is going to be 600 milliliters, and that is the 20%. Do we know what x is? So it's going to be 400 milliliters, and that's going to be the 5%. Okay. You will have a mixture problem. All right, now as you see underneath that on your pink sheet, we go to 3 dimensions. We have 3 equations and 3 unknowns. And when you get a problem like this one right here, okay, you sort of swear under your mouth, say, who devised the problem that wrong? Okay, this is a terrible one. This is probably the hardest problem you'll come across, so I don't want to do it, okay? What you need to have is, you should have something with a single C or A or B or X, Y, Z. Now, one of the problems that let's start with instead of that would be one of your homework problems, okay? So let's take a look at your problem 18, and let's look at that one and do it instead of doing that one that I wrote up that I need to change, okay?
So 18 again?
So this is one of your homework problems. Now, one of the hardest things that we do with all of these things we write down is that you have to write them down. And if you make one silly mistake writing things down, okay, then you're going to miss the problem. So, this is what we have to do. If you have 3 of them, you now need to eliminate one of the variables. You need to eliminate either all the x's, all the y's, or all the z's. Now, what I'm looking at is this y is opposite these two. So if I add this equation 1 if I add it to 2, if I add those two together, the y goes out, and then I add this one to this one, the y goes out. All right, so if I add these two together, I get x plus 3z equals negative 2. So the y's went out, z plus 2z, and 0 plus negative 2. Okay? Now you usually take that same equation, that top one now, and you're going to add it to this one. Okay? You add these two together. So x plus x is 2x. The y's go out, but the z's happen to go out too. And that gives you 0 plus 2 is 2. Now this really, really helped us, because now guess what? I already know what x is. So x equals 1. Now normally you would have had 2x plus something z, and then you would have worked these out. Okay, now once you know x, how do you find y and z? Okay, this one will go right up in here. So 1 plus 3z equals negative 2. When you minus 1, 3z equals negative 3. So when you divide by 3, z is going to be negative 1. And then you put z in one of these. Now, it would be easier to put the z in right there. Now that's negative 1. So that would be y minus 2 equals negative 2. When you add 2, y would be 0. Now, your answer needs to be in the form x, y, and z. These are a point. This is in 3 dimensions. So you would have 1, 0, and negative 1. See, if you were doing problem 17 right here, this one already is missing a y. So if you added the top to the bottom, then that would be that would get rid of the x's. So if you added 1 and 3 together, these two equations, these would go out, the y's would go out, and you would get negative 3z equals 9. And then your other equation is 2y plus z equals negative 1. So now 17, like 18, that tells us that z equals negative 3, doesn't it? So we put that up in here. 2y minus 3 equals negative 1. When you add 3, 2y equals 2, so y equals 1. So then I would put it up in the first one, so I would have x minus 1 minus negative 1, no, z is negative 3, equals 4. So that would be x minus 1 plus 3 equals 4. X plus 2 equals 4. So x equals 2. So the answer is 2, 1, and negative 3. That's 17. Okay, you have to get one, when you get a 3 by 3, you take one equation and add it to the other two to get rid of one variable, either x, y, or z. Whichever one is the easier. Now, on your worksheet, this pink one, that number 14 is not a real easy one, but it's easier than 13. So let's do 14. Now, which variable do you think is the easiest to get rid of? X, Y, or Z? Which one? On 14. 14, not 13's too hard. What's on 14? Which one should be the easiest one to get rid of?
1 and 3.
No, which letter?
X.
X.
No,
Z.
Z, because it has one. It's a single Z. Okay, so now what we would do with that is we would first, let's times it by 2, okay? So let's take this top one and times it by 2. So that would be negative 4x minus 10y minus 2z equals 26, okay? Now we're adding it to this one. So that's negative 1x minus 6y equals 22. So negative 10 plus 4 and 26 minus 4. All right, now if we're going to add this same equation to the bottom one, what do we need to times it by? 3. 3 times negative 2 is negative 6x. Then it's minus 15y minus 3z equals 39. So that would be negative 4x minus 16y equals 56. Okay, so now it's into a 2 by 2. See that? Now I need to eliminate the x's or the y's. 6 and 16 is not very good, but 1 and 4 is it? So what would you times this top one by? What is it? Negative 4. That's positive 4x plus 24y equals negative 88. So I get 8y equals negative 32. So y equals negative 4. I'm now going to take that y equals negative 4 and put it right there. Now that's negative x. Now negative 6 times negative 4 is plus 24 equals 22. When I minus 24, negative x equals negative 2. You know, we can't leave our answer that way, right? What does that mean? Positive x equals what? So x equals 2, y equals negative 4. So now I'm going to take any of these equations. So if I take this bottom one, which says 2x minus y plus 3z is 17. Okay, so my x is 2. And the y is negative 4. So I have 4 minus negative 4 plus 3z equals 17. 4 minus negative 4 is 8 plus 3z is 17. So when you minus 8, 3z is 9, so z is 3. So you write your answer as x, which is 2, y, which is negative 4, and z, which is 3. All right. The 15th problem, okay? Now, since these are all single, it sort of is easy to get rid of, but notice that I have a 4z and negative 4z here. So if I add these two together right here, the z's go out. So that would be 10x plus y equals 32. So I have 4 plus 6, negative 4 plus 5, the z's go out, and then 4 and 32. Now, since that's a negative 4z, let's take this equation and times it by 4. So that's 4x minus 4y plus 4z equals negative 24. So that's 10x plus y equals 4. Okay, what do I need to do over here now? Which one do I eliminate? Times the bottom one by a negative. What in the heck happened? Okay, when you get a false statement, what does that mean? Okay, so these are parallel lines, so there is no solution. Now, you also, if you would have got 0 equals 0, what would have been your answer?
Infinite.
So, see, one of these, it really saves us a lot of time. We don't have to back substitute. We just get this as our answer. Okay?
And then cross out 13, you said?
No, do it. You ought to do it just for fun. It's not very fun. Hey, it's just hard. If you want to try 13, I'll give you the answer. The answer to 13 is
Negative 2, 1.
very good. Negative 2, 1, 1. I mean, you can do it. It just is harder to do. Okay. All right. It's way too early. Let's just do practice. Okay. We'll see you on Wednesday. All right. If you have any questions on the test or anything, let me know. If not, we'll see you on Wednesday.